we brought a wearable musical interface.
The interface itself is made up of the fabric, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And I actually have a sample here if you want to see. So these 3 are bend sensors. They can also be hooked up, so you can get one solid value if you want. When you're bending it, you get a whole range of values that go from up to down.
Okay.
So you can let them go or you can set them.
Right.
And these are made out of Velcro, which is a resistive material and conductive fabric.
Oh, beautiful.
And that's what's embedded into this felt collar piece.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a thin plastic and then conductive fabric, a fabric that's coated in silver and nickel.
Oh, that's great.
And then I also have the same fabric here built into these 2 sets of ruffles.
Okay.
And these are on-off switches. There are 4 in total. This is one that you're seeing here. So these are the 2 contacts of the switch. And then the switch is closed when you press it like this. Yeah. So then you can have this sort of ruffling action, which is kind of what led me to design it to begin with. I'm kind of a geek about materials and about simple interactions and building sensors, and so I mainly just kind of think of an action that makes sense to me that you would want to do to a wearable, you know, skirt. I mean, I think of like a fluffy ruffle skirt, I just want to like shake it or just, right. And something as simple as that can be really expressive, and it's just a new way of like, and you know, and then of course I want it to be a musical interface because I just think it's just really exciting for people to play with, and it also makes sense like in a performative sense as well. So I'm just kind of exploring that, and I have a background in fashion design, and then I got into like tech and all of that later because I always wanted to do functional fashion, and it made a lot of sense to get into electronics and learn like robotics and all that stuff. So this is kind of what has come out from that, from those 2 things meshing together.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because in my fashion I always kind of look for something more than just what looks good.
Oh, interesting.
So I always was looking for something more functional and interactive. So it just, yeah, it just made sense to do something like this.
So you came at this from sewing and doing that kind of stuff. Has it been hard to learn the technology side of things for you?
No, it's not. There's just a huge supportive community these days. The DIY and open source community is so incredibly vast and supportive, and people document all of the stuff that they make and put it online and what problems they've had, and I'm a huge advocate of that actually. So, and you know, online tutorials, that's where I learn a lot of my stuff. I mean, yes, I actually went to school and learned like about electronics and sensors and all that stuff, and that's what kind of got my feet wet, but it's really the community built around that and all the documentation, like what you're doing right now, you know, where that people learn from. So
now, are you documenting what you get?
I do, yeah. I document.
And what is your website?
It's Lara-Grant.com.
Okay, Lara-Grant.com.
Yeah, easy.
Tell me a little bit, because I can see that this goes ahead and it interfaces with a computer interface. And I'm assuming that this is where we get the musical input.
Yeah, so it grabs information from the sensors and pipes it into Maximus P here. So as you can see, when you move the sensors here.
Okay, let me look over here.
I'm moving the analog sensor right now. There's also the digital sensors, which are the ruffles on the skirt, which are giving us data at a different window.
That's so cool. And so basically you're programming it to set up any input is going to go ahead and it's going to map to a sound.
It's going to map to a sound via Ableton Live here. It's piping it onto these 4 different channels where you can toggle these effects on and off and modulate the parameters with the bend sensors and trigger the sounds with the ruffles on the skirt. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And is that your favorite part of the project?
Yes, I like sound. I like doing sound, and the interaction has been fun too, working with Lara.
Yeah.
On this.
Are you guys gonna like go after the orchestra now, or are you gonna try different projects together, or what's the thought?
Yeah, well, you know, it's always, I've done a lot of just handheld things with small sound generating circuits, which is why it's really exciting that I'm finally going to something more HQ, you know, more like high quality. And I think we would like to make it wireless at some point, but there will definitely be more musical interfaces like that are built into garments, because I've done a lot of handheld stuff and I've always been trying to get to doing a whole outfit or a whole garment, and this is kind of pushed me to do it. That's why I'm doing Maker Faire in the first place, to kind of set that goal. So yeah, there'll be more.
She's like, I will be back. That's awesome. Thank you